for me it's more of a feeling and I guess an observation of what feels authentic for me. So I'm not sure whether authenticity is different for everybody else, but I know what it feels and what I observe. I guess I guess we all say that we're all naturally born with intuition, but I think some of us have got a little bit stronger than others. And so I guess I'm a sensitive and an intuitive as well. And I used to always play with all of our pets, and we seem to have a lot of animals growing up. We always had cats and dogs and birds and chickens and all the lost dogs that follow me home from school. So I guess there was a natural affinity there with that a long time ago. And I guess I really love animals very much so. So I really want to work with them and their guardians and help them develop authentic relationships. I would have to say as a short answer, yes, they are. I mean, some of them have learnt behaviours, and I also volunteer at the animal shelter, and I noticed that some of them are a little bit smarter than others in the sense that they know to come up to the cage or the gate and wag their tail or be a little smoochier than some of the others. So I think some of them have learnt a few of those behaviours. And so they're intuitive and they know that they've got to find a home. And I know when we got our little kitten, she actually said to me, he said to me, I knew I had to find a home. So, there's an underlying thing there where, they're just as aware of their environment and their surroundings as much as we are. But I think most of the times the issue may lay with the guardian and not with the animal per se. And so it's really about addressing what is the underlying core issue. The other thing that I found out with animals is that they can surrogate for their guardians. And so if there is a behavioural issue there, sometimes it is just a mirror of what's happening for their guardian. So it's really just about addressing that. So and my business is called Complete Life Balance. And so it really is about everything coming together as a whole, and that includes, the animal companion and the guardian together. Absolutely. Well, it's supposed to be a win-win, and it's supposed to be, at the end of the day, a harmonious relationship. And, animals, our beautiful animal companions can give us so much unconditional love, and so we can learn so much from them. And they do bring so much joy. Sometimes they bring us a little bit of angst because of their behavioural idiosyncrasies sometimes, and sometimes they're just trying to convey what's bothering them. And so sometimes it starts off with a little whisper, and, if they're not being heard, it can develop into, serious damage to your furniture, things like that. So, yeah, so it's all-encompassing is what I try and sort of see it all as a whole picture. Observation is the key here, and it really is about becoming still and just, maybe just taking a step back and getting a different perspective on things. So for me, it's easier to see things from looking on the outside of the circle looking in, as opposed to being inside of the circle and not really having that clarity. So sometimes it is about taking a couple of steps back and putting yourself in the witness mode of the situation. So for some people, meditation, I don't know, for me, I know if I meditate and I take a step back, I can get that clarity, and it sort of clears that muddled feeling or, not knowing what to do. So it really is about coming back to listening to that inner voice, which is really, really important. And I think that, I know for myself, if I do not listen to my inner voice, I get myself into all sorts of trouble. So I do need to follow that inner voice, because it's that authentic part of me, and it's like my inner compass is what I call it. It's my inner compass that directs me in the right direction for me at that time. And with animals and with pets and animals, it really is about observation and just sort of perhaps observing them. And for me, it's like I get told and I can just see what's going on and what the problem is. And sometimes I can hear them so very, very clearly, because I know that we went to visit, some people, and I knew straight away that they had dogs. And the first thing this dog said, and it was so clear, it was almost like I could hear it talking to me like you are speaking to me now, Barry. And it kept saying, I'm a good girl, I'm a good girl. And what resulted from that was that she had an odorous skin condition and was always being, shooed outside and go on, get out, get out, get out. And she thought she was in trouble, but she knew she hadn't done anything wrong. And so it was just a simple matter of, honouring that animal and saying, look, I'm really sorry, but you need to go out now for a little while. And things settled. And I think you spoke to the guardian some weeks later, and they said things had really settled down there.